in Amanda Luptak's first and second grade classroom. Here's Amanda. So we're gonna do a walkthrough. This is her after video. We just did the classroom redesign, and she is in Sequoia Village School in Showlow. So here's her entryway. Go ahead. The kids walk in. The cubbies here for their items, and then we were talking about having.
Amanda says she has a little table
Yes.
that she's going to put here. And Amanda, you like the idea of the rocks with their names on there? Yeah. And then we were just talking about that the last child that comes in will actually bring them to the small group area so they can look at who's here and who's not here today.
And we're going to hang a branch with this on it with all their pictures.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
go up.
great.
And we'll start that way,
Yeah.
clockwise.
So over here is the
Makers.
maker space. Yeah. So right now there's some things for deconstructing. There's also some sandpaper, hammer. Certainly there are the goggles there so that the children understand they have to be wearing that. One thing about this space I want to point out is just the rug there. Just that even helps to define that that's the area where you are when you're using those tools. And Amanda has asked for who to make some blocks for you.
Lowe's and Home Depot are giving us scrap wood from when they cut it up.
So an early task for her students is to be using the sandpaper and to be helping to make those. I think it's such a great idea.
And then we're moving into our, what did I call it? Or also the maker.
Fabrication.
Yes.
Area.
It's
yes.
it's the, what do they call it? The maker.
It's a maker space.
Maker space.
Yes.
So we're going to be fabricating different types of structures here or other kind of designs. They kind of went well here with the little take apart
We thought that it
area.
really worked well to have it go from maker space in terms of bigger things into making some sculptures, moving right into art. So you'll see that these materials kind of blend a little bit. Certainly there's tubes, things that can make three-dimensional representations. At times there could be some Play-Doh here as well for them to be making sculptures and things.
And this is, I want to make sure we remind our audience that this is first and second grade, so we're upping it.
We've upped things a little bit.
Yes.
Some of the challenges are certainly more. Here are some things that can be used as the children are thinking of types of things that they either want to make either flat on paper or three-dimensional, or to add to maybe things that they've made over on the workbench over there. There's glue that can be used at the workbench or
Tape.
at this table.
Yeah.
Oh, tape.
Yeah, we need to put some tape there. But this kind of reminds me of the next level of your Scribblebots.
Mm-hmm.
So the Scribblebots that we did with our kindergartners, now with the first, second, let's add to that. Let's maybe create an actual robot and see, how that goes. But
Yeah.
that's just kind of the next level up.
And really put things together. So then it's moving into here's an easel. The idea for right now was having paint on one side and maybe collage and things like that on this side. I think this school's been so clever, and this idea of putting the linoleum squares onto a tarp of some kind so that they can create a space where no one is too concerned whether or not if some paint spills. One of the challenges for Amanda was having places for a lot of her books, the curriculum books that she has to have there in the room. So we put this shelf here that at least the top half will be covered, maybe more for her things, but she's gonna cover it with a shower curtain so that, again, that it's very safe with having the paint there.
Protects everything.
And then that moves into the beginning of the literacy area.
Yes, our publishing and literacy area. We have plenty of supplies there for them. She has a binding machine right there. And then the stamps on the bottom there
She's
as
done
well.
a neat thing of separating letters in those boxes there, so when children are looking for one, they can know where it is or know
With
where
the
to put it
stamps.
away.
Those are the stamps.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then over here, there's a little nook with a flannel board. That is, it's because we wanted a back to that shelving there, and it just created a nice place where the children, what she has out right now are flannel letters. but she's also gonna be making, the pieces for retelling stories, things like that.
Yeah, and I want to point out that we don't have, right, she doesn't have all of her chairs out right now. We didn't put all of them that would be in each table, but we also were noticing we had to raise up the tables because this classroom obviously has the bigger kids, so these are almost like little adult chairs.
Oops, I'm sorry, Amanda. Across here, Amanda's gonna put a strip of metal that's about this wide, and it's gonna be her word wall. And then hang this here, which has some 3x5 cards, and then there'll also be some magnets that can be attached to this. So as children discover or think of new words to add to the word wall, they can actually create them. She's got markers and the cards there, so they will be constantly adding to those word walls. And I would think absolutely starting with children's names, and then moving from there for what words that are important to them to have on that word wall. This, I think, is something I've never seen in a classroom before, and I think it's just a great idea. One of the things is to emphasize just still the importance of oral language, so people can stand and give presentations, can try to persuade people, or they could read something that they've done, but to have a formal place for your authors and
the great space for that.
Yeah. She's ready to do the
Her
authentic calendar there. And then Amanda, do you want to talk about your picnic basket, your idea of that?
We're gonna put a blanket and some books in here, maybe some food type stuff, so the kids can lay out a blanket and have a picnic and read a book.
So this is just part of her literacy area, and the thought was just to really make that comfortable.
And
Which is
fun,
great.
different, a different way to do it.
Yeah. She put the her dock camera down here so that students can present their work and talk about why they've done things the way they've done, be able to show maybe how they've solved a math problem.
And describe the tray. Why do we put the tray right there?
It's there to define where they put the paper so that they will be visible on the
So it's very clear, this is how that is. At this school, the teachers had to have their desks in the classroom for a number of reasons. And so Amanda has incorporated her desk into part of this reading area over here. Just a really, in fact, she's even got her laptop.
That's my laptop, everybody.
Oh, yours. Okay. We kind of made ourselves at home when we got here. But it's lovely how it is, and she's got books in baskets, and I think it's an inviting area. But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's going to be even more inviting. So Amanda's going to work with someone that she knows that's a quilt maker, and have students bring in clothing of theirs that they no longer fit into anyway. They're going to make a quilt and put that on this just to make it even more cozy. And that's such an amazing
something
idea.
that's special that they bring in and they contribute.
Yeah, and we were talking about, so this is kind of like our little coffee table, and maybe we would put, an actual coffee book of something relevant to this area, image-based.
Another thing that Amanda wants to put on this table is an album, a picture album.
Yes.
So children can flip through that, and there may be some captions with the pictures. And then under her desk, there's great usage made, even of this space under here, is going to be a place for a one-person place. And so it's not finished, but it'll be
softened up from the
soft
inside.
and comfortable. There may be some books in there about emotions, things to.
Yeah, and the basket for the
Yeah.
fidget toys and a book.
This room, like all the rooms, have these incredible windows. So she's put glass with things in there in the windows, which just, I think, makes it so appealing. So we're moving into the science area.
Thank you. Yes, let me get a shot of that. And we actually found our first, is it specimen?
Yeah.
This thing is creepy.
Depends on your perspective.
It's a potato bug. Don't open it. Oh my gosh. Just kidding. Just kidding, everybody. Oh,
I think
no.
he might already be dead.
Oh.
No, he's still alive.
Okay. But we found it, so we thought, oh, that's perfect. And then she found this awesome rock mineral collection here. So we set it up, and then we just got some nature from the outside just to give it some more dimension here of this
And that's
space.
relevant to this area. And then there's some of the science tools here. Here are some musical instruments. This is something that Amanda's gonna fix to add to this. But this is gonna be the science of music. And talking about that, she's got a thing for magnets and then some of the tools that the students are welcome to use.
Yes, and then we have our clipboards, and then we'll put some science related books here.
Connected to this area, because they are very connected, is the math area. So there are things that would be shared between the two kinds of things, like for measuring and things like that. There's some of the tools are out. Amanda has more that she's going to be pulling out.
Yes.
And one thing that's kind of different about here is children have a choice of where to work. So they could work at a table, they could work here at a lower, it's more like coffee table, bench area. And there's actually, almost like a provocation, there's some materials for manipulatives that the children can be using. And then she has more things that she'll be adding. There's some things for, those keys are there for sorting and classifying.
And then we'll move over here to our lovely desk.
We all want to come up here and use this thing.
This was a great little find here. It has a lovely view, and so we just set it up as another writing desk, and it's kind of an extension of the sociodramatic area. So we put paper, there's a camera there, you know, all the little accessories just to add some more dimension. And then with this awesome suitcase as well with a little side table.
In case I go traveling.
Yeah. So when you come back from work with your suitcase,
That's right,
you can
that's
put it
right,
down
or a
right there.
briefcase.
Or a briefcase, yeah.
Here, this empty frame, she's going to be adding sort of collage style photographs, maybe of the children or their families, but they'll all be inside that frame.
And then we have our little kitchen area. We have our hats. Just some really nice finds, and I want to point this out for Dr. Garcia.
The little dog.
The little dog that she thought of to put in this area.
They're using the cans with the label still on there to be food. There's some pom-poms in there to be
Yeah.
play food.
Yes. Here, let me show people. So see, this is why excellent idea
You know,
instead of
here
the actual food.
In Showlow, they actually have seasons.
Yes.
And so one idea was to trade out these hats for what was appropriate for different seasons.
Yep.
And they may add mittens and things like that when it gets colder.
And actually, I want to remove that top thing that's not supposed to be there. I was using that for my laptop earlier.
There we go.
And that's how it looks. And then the
They're
clock
gonna
will
get
go
a
up.
little, those small boxes of laundry soap to
Yes.
put there with that. This clock, which is always a good thing to have in your house, is gonna go up here at the level that the children will be able to look at that.
Yes. Nice. I love the napkins. That's such a
Yes,
great touch. Okay, and then we're moving into our blocks over here. So let me just pan out. So right now there's not anything here because she has to take her stuff out and kind of fill it in, but she'll add her little accessories for the blocks. And we put some clipboards there for some sketching. And then this, we're hoping that she can get this bulletin board lowered.
So it maybe can come all the way over and down, and it would be great for putting pictures of their work, things like that. There are some Lincoln logs here that are assorted, so the children can see what they want to use. There's the clipboards
Yes.
also, so they can draw their plans,
And that's where
decide what they're gonna do.
Yeah, and that's where the blocks will go. And she's getting the blocks from Home Depot.
Yes.
Again, just in case you missed it earlier. Okay, let me think. Let me do a wide shot here. So that way you guys get an idea. This was a really fun flip too. Again, it's first, second grade. So we were really able to build on those foundational content from kindergarten. And the shelving was neat because we can go up higher, so there was more space for stuff.